One of the ways that you'll know that one or more people are controlling your Facebook dating, especially, is that there's millions and billions of people in the world, right? And in one given area, you could easily have 10 or 100 people trying to talk to the same person. That's easy enough. But when your Facebook page and your Facebook dating crap is being specially monitored and controlled, the people who are behind that don't really have, as far as my experience goes, they're not really quick with it. They think that you can only talk to one or two people a day or every few days or something like that. There's this extreme limitation as to who you get to talk to. A bunch of people will be deleted off of there, or they're not even real to begin with, or something has happened to them because, you know what I mean, or whatever. And so that's like a huge red flag. God, I feel like I'm too close. So too close here. I hate being too close to the screen. So freaky. But anyway, it'll be just like real slow. Like you'll go through you'll put hours, potentially at least a half hour into, fucking around on that shit. Even a half hour a week, that's a long time to spend on some stupid ass Facebook dating trash. You know what I mean? Now, the only reason why I'm using it is because I'm in the human hunting games. Motherfucker! Fucking didn't mean to rip that. Fuck. We're gonna patch it up though. We're gonna keep you. We gotta use it. Fuck. It's got my stuff on it. Dang it. So, anyways, fuck. Just being too rough, not paying attention. Too busy squawking. Fuck. So, anyways, you'll have gone through all this work. Sometimes I'll be on that shit for a while, you know what I mean? Especially on a daily basis and stuff. Because if you don't put any work into it, you never are going to be able to move around or meet anybody or get a ride anywhere or anything. That's how it is for me. I mean, unless I just get on the road and start walking, which is just fine. I'll be just fine like that too, but it is nice to at least be able to jump around a little bit. But unfortunately, on that site, they have things set up for human trafficking. So they don't actually want anyone to be okay in any one place. They want to make things fucked up and complicated and just terrible so that you'll have to constantly be on the move. So it looks like you're just a difficult person to get along with, and you're just really irresponsible, and you must be a drug addict, and you must have made all these poor decisions, and everything is your fault. Like, right now, they have, out of, the over 100 people that I probably hit back to, and all the other people on there, they have, today, 2 people talking to me. And even though I have it listed on there that, I'm just an injured person, just trying to chill, that I don't get it on with people, I'm not trying to date or anything like that. I've made it obvious that that's not what I'm into. And I have, 10 or 12 pictures up. I had one dude being like, hey, sexy. And I had to say, I'm not here for that. And then I've got the second dude asking me if I'll send him pictures, even though I have pictures up there that I've even taken within the week, within the last few days even. So that's really irritating. And I don't send people extra pictures. I don't send pictures and videos and stuff to people, because my parents and siblings and others have made a website of me, and they're real incesty, and they, I guess, get off on the pictures and videos of me, so I'm not sending extra. You can see what I look like. I even have it on there that I have a YouTube channel and that my name is Sky Judge and that anyone can look me up and subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. And these retards on Facebook dating are like, oh, will you send me a picture? Could you send me some more pictures? And it's like, no, retard. I put pictures on this bitch and I put my fucking YouTube channel on at the bottom of the fucking shit. Like, God, these people are fucking retard. And that's another thing, is there's no way that they're really that fucking retarded. So basically, these people are just, I feel like that all these people are just put up to talk to me and that they're just supposed to act like they're fucking retarded as fuck. It's mostly the guys that do it. The girls do it too. They're almost better at it than the guys are, because the guys are just naturally kind of already, you know, almost there anyways. They don't really have to work that much fucking harder to pretend to be more retarded than they really are. The Facebook trafficker guys. So, yeah, I probably should just, you know what I mean, whenever I finally do get ready to go, just fucking walk down the road. I can't allow myself, I did get really frustrated yesterday over it because I got on Facebook because I wanted a fucking ride to the dispensary. I was really trying to get to the fucking dispensary, I'm just trying to get some fucking weed, but I guess people are, I don't know, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, it's cool to get a little bit here and there, but this isn't how I roll. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else is allotted and entitled to have their addictions, pornography, methamphetamines, crack, heroin, fucking everything else that you guys are addicted to. So no one is going to make me feel any type of way about having a fucking pot addiction. But yeah, so I got really frustrated yesterday because Facebook was trying to tell me that I just wasn't allowed to use it. And after going through all those fucking people and just sitting there taking my time to do that, again, for the millionth time across the whole nation, then they shut the fucking shit down and they're like, we can't let you do this right now. They're like, you can't, nope. And you can't talk to any of the people who are on here because you're not allowed to talk to those people, and they have to shut my shit down, and then they have to go through and delete every fucking single one of those people, and they have to fucking whittle it down to the 3 or 2 or 5 people or whatever who work for them, who are willing to do their fucking shitty fucking deeds, and those will be the only people that I'm allowed to fucking interact with on there. Occasionally I have gotten really lucky and gotten picked up and gotten help. You know what I mean? People have met me and just handed me money before and drove off. You know, there really are still, as bad as the bad guys have made it, there are still good people in this nation. So it's really sad that, you know, there are government agents and agencies, and, you know, many of my family members who are government agents and stuff like that, who have done everything they can with hacking my account and with working through entities like Facebook itself to have me done the way that everybody has, basically. But yeah, so I spent probably at least an hour this week on that app, and there's one person who I befriended on Facebook. As soon as we became friends on Facebook, he talked to me for a second longer, and then he stopped talking to me. Those people get deleted. And that's another thing that they'll do, is they'll be like, oh, can we talk? We'll talk over on Messenger. And then they'll talk to you for a second on Messenger, and now they're on your Facebook, and they're your Facebook friend, and you don't fucking know them. You don't know who the fuck that is. And now they're gonna hover, now they think that they're just gonna hover over and stalk your account, and you literally just have to fucking delete those ones. They're fucking useless. And everyone does their best to just be completely fucking useless and to act like they're fucking more retarded than they really are. And it's highly fucking irritating. And it's nation fucking wide. So as far as I'm concerned, when God smites this entire motherfucker, you guys can continue to act fucking retarded, okay? The majority of those guys are sitting around crying about how they don't have anybody to play with their Peters and stuff like that. Oh, I don't have anybody to love me, but I'm not a loving person, and I do fucked up shit to people, and I get paid to do fucked up shit to strangers. But I'm gonna sit around and cry about how I don't have anybody and that nobody will fuck me, even though I'm, you know what I mean, even though they're part of all these cults and gangs and fucking organizations and trafficking rings. They want to sit there and pout and act like they never get laid, when they definitely do stuff with animals, kids, other dudes, their own mothers, all that shit, their own sisters. Okay, and I do not give a single shit about fucking copyright, whatever the fuck. I hope you guys can't even hear that fucking country music blaring in the background. As far as I'm concerned, that bitch doesn't have a name and that fucking song doesn't have a title. And like, this is what I learned whenever I was in Texas, as far as the trafficking goes through Facebook and Facebook dating and stuff, was, this was so terrible, dude. Like, I got trapped in Lubbock, Texas, which is like a horrible methy human trafficking shithole. I mean, Lubbock, Texas is one of the top slummy human trafficking, methy shitholes in all the fucking world. And my kid and I we got kind of like trapped there for a second in Lubbock, Texas. And there was somebody who hit me up on Facebook, you know what I mean? Or I might have met him on Facebook dating or Facebook or something like that. And it was a native dude. Was he Comanche? And I got to where I had nowhere to go, as I had to escape Amarillo. Where I had my kid in school, and our lives were hell, dude. It was so terrible what they were doing to us. So I had to run away from Amarillo and run away from the fucking third school or something that I'd put my kid in as we were being trafficked, dude. I mean, I was doing my best to not lose custody of him, and I knew that people were hunting me down for him, and they had us in the human hunting games, but there was no way to get any help because you can't go to the cops and the feds. They're doing it, and you can't. How am I going to ask the public for help? You know what I mean? Especially whenever my accounts are controlled and anything I say online is, you know, flagged and reported, and you know what I mean? And people bully me in my comments and all that other stuff. And so, like, I really just... But we were in Lubbock, and I'd already escaped a couple things and people and stuff, and stupid ass fucking country music. I'm turning it off. An active human trafficking victim. So I would appreciate if you did not delete this video just because some dumbass country song was fucking playing in the bathroom for a second. Because I really don't want to have to redo this or whatever. I mean, I guess I'll hold on to it so that I can fucking write down every word of it, or, you know, and fucking redo a whole video where I have to read every word of it off to you because somebody decided that there was a thong in the background that people couldn't hear on a video, even though they can fucking look it up for free. So, what I was fucking saying was that I was being kept in this fucking camper with my kid at this fucking, nasty motherfucking trafficker's house. And I was desperate to get away from him. And he'd been trying to get it on with me the whole time. I was not trying to get it on with him. I was not trying to get on with anybody. And they've just sent me from place to place to place. And every single person would act like that was a requirement. Like that was required of me. And here I am trying desperately to not do anything with anyone. Well, they have it set up. They had it set up to where the only way that you can leave one place is if you do something with whoever's there. And so I would be desperate to get out of there. Hitting up all these people on Facebook dating like, hey bro, can you come get me? I'm at this one place. I got to get out of here. I've got a kid with me. Things are really bad. Like, you know what I mean? I know that doesn't sound like somebody that you would want to go pick up, but that's what I was doing anyways. You know what I mean? Because it was a fucking severe situation. Like, I wasn't just going to lie to people and be like, oh, yeah, sure, mom and kid who are doing just great here. Why don't you just come pick us up or whatever? No, that's weird. Why would I be asking strangers to come pick me and my kid up for any reason other than a fucking emergency situation? For real. All of these guys would keep me at their places, and I would be trying my best to get on and fucking get a way out. You know what I mean? And those dudes would come up with reasons why they couldn't take me out of there, or they couldn't leave yet, or I had to act like I wasn't trying to leave that fast while I really was trying to leave that fast underneath their noses. And all the dudes are in the fucking same trafficking network in the community. So anytime that I would be like, hey, I need to go, then all of those people would be letting the guy that I was staying with know how I was trying to leave, who all I was talking to, what all I was saying, things like that. And those guys, and that was a really terrifying time for me too. That was like one of the most terrifying times of it all. But like, they would literally wait. They would have no dudes. They would have everybody on Facebook dating stop talking to me. Everyone on Facebook, everyone on my phone messaging, everyone. Every time I would end up at one of these places where a dude was trying to get me to do something with him, everyone else would not be allowed to talk to me until I would finally do something to him or with him, or let him do something to me. And then a whole floodgate of people would open up. Okay, I can give you a ride. I could give you a ride out now. And then that person would pick me up, and they would take me to their house, and they would expect me to do something with them in order to be able to leave, to go to the next place where the same thing would happen. And it was so frustrating to me to have to live through murders and isolation and slavery and everything else just to end up out here on the fucking streets where people were fucking playing in my face using Facebook, trafficking my kid and I, and every fucking single place that I went, I was like, I don't want to do anything with you. And people didn't care. It got so fucking bad, like, it got so bad I had to, it was just so bad. It was like there was no way out. And then, you know, and all that, like, I just kept thinking that that my kid and I were going to get rescued from that situation. And we weren't always in situations where that was happening to me. You know what I mean? Like, people weren't always pushy like that, but for the majority of my life they were, and they have been. And like, I am just blessed by God to not have anything like hepatitis or AIDS or whatever. I mean, that's how fucking serious this is. Like, I'm surprised at how badly this has been and how badly I was treated my whole life, especially during the last few years or 5 years or whatever, however the fuck long it's been. And like, I'm shocked at how bad it all was, and that I'm not like more fucked up than I am, you know, like, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot as far as for like relationships for my future, because I'll never actually get it on or be with anybody ever again. And I'll tell you what happened to make me decide that I was never ever going to sleep with anybody ever again. One of the people who I met on Facebook was in Fort Collins, Colorado, and he, I can't remember what his name is. He's trash. He's a cop. He works for Homeland Security. His wife, I believe, is a cop, wife. They were going through a divorce, according to him. They had 2 kids. He was living in a house there that he was paying like $2,000 or $3,000 a month for. It was ridiculous. And he seemed to have a habit and was like asking me if I was gonna get him meth, if I could get him meth. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get you meth, dude. Tactical sergeant, fucking Fed, Homeland Security dude. No, definitely not gonna get you meth. But I could tell he wasn't just asking for meth to bust me or whatever. I could tell he was like really trying to find meth, which was a fucking huge red flag. He was also drinking really bad. He had a really bad alcoholism problem. You know, I could tell why his wife was divorcing him for sure. He had a lot of pot, and that was cool. But he didn't, I guess he wasn't actually smoking it himself. It was just so that he could impress girls with it. I also think that that's hella annoying whenever because that's how dudes are all across the country. They're like, oh yeah, I have a little bit of pot because girls like it. But they don't smoke pot and they're not gonna smoke the pot. So you don't even know what the fuck's in the pot. And it's just a fucking dangerous situation. Yeah, but there was this dumb ass hillbilly Fed and, he acted like he was gonna be cool. He acted like he was actually gonna like let me stay at his house for a little while and shit. He even said that he was going to put me up in a hotel room for a week while he got his stuff together or things together so that he could have company staying with him like that, you know what I mean, and talk things over with whoever he needed or whatever, which I was pretty sure was a lie. But as a trafficking victim who's literally just being fucking just tossed around, like, just walking around, like, you know, sometimes I have to take a shower. I'm not allowed to have a driver's license or an ID. I'm not allowed to work. You don't think I need to take a shower once in a while? I mean, sometimes I walk up to truckers and ask them for help with their little trucker showers and stuff like that, and they give me their free showers and stuff. But, you know, sometimes I need places to sleep. I don't have $150 a night to spend on a hotel room. I don't get paid for making videos and risking my life to tell the public what's happening. I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid for anything. When people find work for me, they do it like slave labor to where I get paid less than minimum wage per hour, no matter where I am. And I'm usually not given very respectable work. People try to load me down with resources that there's no way I can fucking carry. I don't have a car to put anything in. So anyways, this tactical guy acted like he acted like he was okay enough. Even though he was asking me to help him find meth, he acted like he was okay enough to help a sister out. He acted like he had helped all of these trafficking victims and like he got it or something like that. No. And I heard through the grapevine also that dude may have also been somebody who hurt me when I was a baby on video. I can't remember that guy's name, but I know that if his wife watched this video and heard me talking like that, she would think that I was talking about her husband. So it's whoever the wife was in law enforcement, and her husband was in law enforcement, and I've described him all, okay. So I hope that this video makes it around Fort Collins, Colorado, and that whoever's baby mama ends up seeing it, but I don't know. He had like cameras all over his house. And like a couple times he got up and like had me hug him and stuff, and it was kind of like it could have been like a warm, cuddly person. Like it could have been nice, you know what I'm saying? He was like a real big dude and stuff like that. So like I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But I still wasn't trying to get my freak on and stuff like that. You know, I'm definitely not interested in getting my freak on with somebody the moment that I meet them, or within the first week, or even within the first month, or even at all. I have no interest in anymore in any way. I feel that just the same as everybody else does, but I don't have to play on it. I don't have to actually do any of that. So what he does is he opens his laptop up in the kitchen, and he's like, you see this girl and she's getting like kind of a little bit brutalized. He's like, is it okay if we do that? Is it okay if I do that to you? And I was like, I think that I actually tell him no. I tell him that I used to be into stuff like that, that it would take a second for me to, be okay with things like that. And he kind of tries to talk me into it a little bit more. And I don't know whether or not I think that I just told him that I really wasn't into doing things rough like that or something like that. Because even if you were into doing things rough, you're not going to tell that to like a total stranger who could be like a fucking serial killer for the dark web and shit like that. Like, you never fucking know. And it's a cop or a fed. So that's fucking twice as fucking dangerous as just the normal person. So like, he takes me, which I think I'm going to be crashing on the couch. You know what I mean? I think that I thought that the dude was like going to give me a second. I actually did fall asleep for a second on the couch because I was like super exhausted by the time that this dude picked me up. Like, when you're out on the streets every single day, I mean, you get worn out. It is so terrible, especially in the summertime and with no money, no food. I mean, it's so rough, you guys. So they'll have us victims out here who are, and they will like allow us to become exhausted on the streets. They'll just leave us out here with nothing, with no way to get any help. But you know what I mean? And then they'll have all these dudes ready and prepared for the victims that they have out here. But anyways, he took me to his bed, and I already knew that there were cameras hidden throughout the room and stuff like that. And he started trying to mess with me and stuff like that. And I told him again that I wasn't going to sleep with him. He began to ask me questions and stuff, which, when a guy's trying to push himself on a girl who doesn't want to sleep with him, that is not the time to ask her if she has STDs. And almost all dudes do that. They turn it around and they're like, well, you don't want to sleep with me. Is it because you have STDs? What STDs do you have? No, it doesn't work like that. We aren't filling out an application, motherfucker. We told you fucking no, dude. Yeah, that's when they expect us to give them our full health fucking, they expect us to break out the fucking, medical chart and shit and fucking, the one that they've never had because they never go get checked for STDs ever. Hardly any dudes ever go get checked for STDs, I swear. You can ask the fucking health departments. I promise you that it's a very small percentage of dudes who actually fucking show up there, worried about themselves. I hardly have ever met a guy who so much has gotten a fucking blood test in his whole life for so much as AIDS or hepatitis. These guys do not, I'm not sure they even know that there is a fucking health department and that they can fucking visit it for their balls. Also, they may not be visiting health departments and stuff like that. They may just be told by other people like, hey, you're going to have to take these pills. We already got you these pills. And so none of those people get diagnosed with anything. And so none of them get linked back to the trafficking ring that they're a part of. I know that especially when little kids are showing up with with STDs, they're like, they're like, wait a minute, does your mom or dad have this STD and shit like that? I mean, they don't really, but that's what they're supposed to. That's what the 3 good doctors on the planet do, or whatever. So the dude goes from turned on beyond what he needs to be turned on, to mortified, and starts to kind of reach around me and not really to do anything. He begins to not really do anything that's all that kinky or whatever. Hang on, I just lost my tar blocker. He basically just starts to try to hurt me. He just starts smacking me around, strangling me, hitting me all over my body, hitting my face over and over again, hitting me really hard. Choking me out and shit like that. And I'm like, geez, I'm like, you're gonna have to calm down, dude. And I have to tell him over and over again to calm the fuck down and shit. And I know that the only reason why he's doing it is because he's been paid to pick me up and to abuse me on camera. And I already know that if he's doing all of this, that now because whenever he first picked me up, he told me he was going to give me $500. He was like, you don't have to do anything for it. You're not going to do anything for it. It's just something that I'm giving you, and it's not a problem for me. I pay $3,000 a month for this house. It really isn't a problem. He acted like, you know what I mean? And that's what he fucking told me. So now I'm like, I'm like, this is part of the fake sting operation that they've been pulling on me. I was like, now I'm not going to be able to accept his money. Like, after he was done, which he didn't even do anything, like, all he did was hurt me. We didn't even do anything, like, really sexual at all. Like, to the dude, it was obviously not something he was getting turned on by. It was just it felt like a lot of mental chaos. Like, he got himself real drunk and high on whatever, and like, that he was just being really harsh and mean, and I knew that it was just for the people who were, for my family and all the other pedophiles who are part of my case, whose job is just to sit back and watch and send people to hurt me and stuff like that. Because they've got websites, they sell videos of me on the dark web and Backpage and all these other fucking websites or some shit. And they share like pictures and videos of me on like Discord and Telegram and all kinds of shit, I guess. And then afterwards, he was all like, was that fun for you? Did you like that? Or something like that. I was like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, that was a little rough, dude. You know what I mean? Just straight out. And then he acted like he was offended that I said he was a little rough, when he was way more than just a little rough. And it was super ignorant. I mean, the most ignorant dumb motherfucker on the planet. But I had to fucking, you know what I mean? I had to fucking deal with him at the moment because I was stupid enough to give a chance to somebody who was like, I'm a cop. I won't hurt you. I'm a cop. I'm a fed. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm literally being trafficked by the cops and feds right now. And this guy's probably going to he could end up being the fucking very worst one. And literally, and then he actually gave me the $500. I didn't ask for it. I did not ask for that money. I was not going to, because after he did that to me, now if he hands me $500, it's going to seem like that I was being a hooker for him. Even though we didn't do anything sexual, I just got my ass beat, you know? And there's no telling how much he actually made off of that video. You know, and how many people have seen it and stuff like that. Like, there's no telling. Really, the only real intimate moment between us was like this one time that he hugged me, and it was literally just hugging the devil. It was just hugging an empty vessel. Just a disgusting piece of shit. And then he dropped me off at the hotel that I'd already called. They already told me how much it was going to be. They acted like I was going to be able to get a room there, and he dropped me off there, and I went in, and they told me that I couldn't have the room, and that it was more than that, and all this shit, and I really needed a week for $500 or less, not just 3 days or 4 days or whatever, which is what they try to do to us across the fucking U.S. They try to make sure that all of their fucking hotels are $100 or more, making it to where all of the trafficking victims, if we want to try to spend even one night to ourselves, we have to come up with over $100, and those of us who don't have identification have to rely on somebody else to open the room for us, or to get the room for us, to trust us to be in a room in a hotel that's in their name. And then we don't get privacy there either because they put hidden cameras up in the hotel rooms. So if they're not recording us in their houses, they're having us recorded in these hotels too. Even whenever I was spending nights in the woods, they had cameras in the trees and game cameras recording me.